get away, scoot back. I'm so nervous. Is this everybody?
It is. It is.
Moment, 1, 2, 3. Bar one person. Folks, I'd just like to introduce Spencer, who Aaron arranged to come and speak to us about marketing. That's about all I know. So I'll let Spencer introduce himself.
Well, my name's Spencer. I own a company called Blue Ocean HQ. I know it kind of sounds like a funny name, but there's a meaning behind it. It has to do with like business strategy. It's very kind of deep, complex like business and marketing terminology and stuff, but I'm going to kind of skip the boring stuff and just kind of jump into a little bit more what I do, and I want to talk about marketing because I don't think the education system, I don't think life really teaches us about marketing, and the amount of marketers I know is like nil, zero. I try and find people who are exactly like me, and there's none. So I'm 33 years old. I started my own company back basically right in the beginning of COVID, and it started just kind of as an accident because I was originally a marketing director for a construction company. And so, construction companies work with each other a little bit. You have electricians, you have electricians working with plumbers and stuff like that. They're in their own kind of separate fields. So someone gave me a call one day and they're like, oh, we're looking for a marketing company and stuff. And I was just like, I could do that, it's not that hard. And she's like, oh, really? Oh, I'll pay you $1,000 a month to do it. I'm like, $1,000 a month? Yeah, sure, yeah, why not? So I got my business license, I got my website set up. I tried to look as legit as I could, and the business kind of took off from there. And so I kind of got fired and quit my job. My boss and I didn't really see eye to eye. And I realized, like, with my history before, I have a really hard time holding a job. I'd get fired, I'd quit. I just hated working for people. And I thought that there was an issue with me, but I kind of realized later in life that this was just the person I am. I need to kind of make my own destiny. And I was very good at marketing, so I decided to market for a whole bunch of other companies. So originally, I went to college for business leadership and management. I didn't really know what I was going to do, but once I was in my major, I ran a little side business, and I found out the thing that excited me the most was finding and getting the work, going out, handing out pamphlets and flyers and everything like that. It was super exciting. So I basically told myself that the marketing life found me, I didn't find it. So I started this company, and I'm starting to grow it, and things have been more successful, and I've been very passionate about it. And marketing is something that everybody does, and we don't realize it. I mean, raise your hand right now. Are you guys marketers? Nope. You failed the test. You guys are all marketers, and you don't know it right now. But I'm going to show you that you are all marketers. So let's go to, this is my website right here, but we can go over to the next slide. Sasha, if you want to go to the next one. So what you see right here is Google. I mean, most of you guys Google company near you. Maybe you want to get your nails done. Maybe you want to go find a store or a cafe or something like that. This is primarily what I do, is Google. So scroll down a little bit. You'll see right there, sponsored. That's an ad. That's what companies will pay Google to advertise to be on the top. Because you guys are going to go to the second or third page to go find a local coffee stop. You're going to find people right on this top section. So scroll down a little bit more, Sash, to the maps. Keep going down. This is something that I do as well. I basically put a location for a store or just a certain business or entity right on Google Maps. So when you guys are on Google Maps looking for a coffee place or something like that, I put your company on there. Now go down a little bit more. Now you see all the reviews right here. This is what I do as well. I create a business profile, and I put you guys, I put businesses on the map and everything like that. So you can scroll down a little bit more. And this part right here is kind of interesting, and not a lot of people know that, but a lot of the clicks come in this section right here. And this is what I do as well. This is organic marketing. This is not paid. This is just totally done on people's websites and everything else. If you see like the Bellevue Plumbing Inc., it's generally done just by a landing page or a blog or something like that. So I am manipulating Google to get, by the keywords, plumbing company near me, to get the company on top, so companies don't have to pay a bunch of extra money for advertising or anything like that. They will just organically get traffic to their website. So moving on, what is the definition of marketing? Does anybody know? Anybody want to take a jab at it? Come on. What's the definition of marketing?
The definition?
Yes.
Creating excitement from consumers for a good or service.
Okay. I mean,
something along those lines.
yeah, I feel like that is definitely partially it. The textbook definition is the activity or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. And I feel like that's just weird. That's not 100% correct. So I'm going to give you the real raw definition of what it is. And it's social, mental, emotional, and physical manipulation for the desired outcome of an individual or entity. And think about it a little bit. When I ask you guys if you guys are marketers, right? You guys all are, and you guys just don't realize the things that you do to market. So here's an example right here. I'll talk to the guys here for a second. If you're going to go ask out a girl, love of your life, you're super excited, you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you're going to do?
Take a shower.
You're going to take a shower, exactly. Then what are you going to do?
Put on deodorant.
Put on deodorant, exactly. What are you going to do after that?
Put clothes on.
Put clothes on. I hope so. But what kind of clothes? Your nicest clothes that you have on, right? You're going to do your hair. You're going to, do whatever you can to look as best as you can. You're going to walk confidently right up to her and pause. That's marketing. That's literally what all marketing is. What's sales? You saying, will you go out with me? Okay, it's a bad sales pitch, but you guys get the idea. You guys are dressing yourself up, making your appearance great, to basically, get to the goal that you want to, which is going out on a date with this girl. You're dressing yourself up. That is all what marketing is. You guys are doing it right now, and now you guys have just realized, in a small part, there's many different parts, but even myself as well, when I come up to this speech, if I dressed up, in my sweats and didn't wash or anything like that, you guys probably wouldn't take me as seriously, right? Right? So, having a good posture, having confidence, talking to you guys, these are things that confidence is kind of more in the stature, but when I speak, that's kind of more of the sales part. But just having the overall look brings confidence and kind of makes me more established as a speaker and as a professional doing what I do, especially when I talk to clients or anything else. Now, let me see, get on to the next point right here. Who likes Coca-Cola? Why do you buy Coca-Cola?
Because it tastes good and it's because it's my favorite color.
Because it's your favorite color?
Or near my favorite.
Near your favorite color. Why won't you get a generic version?
Because it just isn't the same.
It's not the same. But keep going. Why Coca-Cola?
Like, it's just more.
Reputation, right? Coca-Cola has reputation. Shasta, ew. Yeah, it's just, yeah. If you're walking around with a Shasta, a lot of people think, oh, you're being cheap, you're poor, or anything else, right? The same thing is like Walmart clothing and I don't know what a good example. What do you guys wear? What North Face? Yeah, North Face. I see you wearing that. very good, like premium quality thing. There's other coats at TJ Maxx or anything like that that's exactly the same. It's the brand, it's the reputation, what matters. Now, you know, Coca-Cola and Pepsi and everything else, they have that reputation, which is good. But I want to show you the next clip over here. It's kind of one of my favorite marketing commercials of all times. And it gives a little jab at Coca-Cola, and I think it's really funny. Isn't that amazing?
That's what companies just on each other.
I know, yeah, I think, and to be honest, this is a very, very old commercial. I think this was kind of set the groundwork for other companies to start attacking each other a little bit and stuff. And I thought it was amazing. So, can you guys finish the slogan for me? Ba 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 ba. Okay, now, I'm talking about manipulation before. Ba 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 ba. You cannot think, excuse me. In your brain, you're thinking about the Golden Arches. You're thinking about McDonald's. McDonald's has literally manipulated your mind. When you hear, I'm loving it, or ba 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 ba, you know, that is how powerful marketing is. You cannot, they have real estate in your brain over ba 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 ba, like what? That's insane. That's how strong marketing can be, and that's how well that marketing can manipulate a person to think about it. Maybe some of you are thinking, oh, maybe I'll get some McDonald's like later and stuff. There's literally a mental and physical portion that has manipulated you to forever think about that. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Who sings the ba 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 ba? No idea. Justin Timberlake.
No.
Justin Timberlake is the voice behind ba 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 ba. Interesting, right? Guess how much he made singing that?
Somewhere, I'm guessing in the 10 millions or maybe 100.
No, not that much. $6 million, right? Yeah. What we would make in probably 20 years, all he had to go was ba 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 ba. Kind of ridiculous, right?
He probably also gets royalties.
But probably, yeah. There's something like that. You know, I just did a quick Google search. I think the contract just like was laid out for $6 million, and what makes McDonald's have their reputation? We're gonna go kind of deep in. What does McDonald's sell?
Consistency.
Good. I should. Don't ruin it. No, you're fine. Consistency, but there's one more thing that they sell.
Cheap.
No, okay, keep going. Speed. What's another word for speed?
Fast.
Oh, yeah.
Fast food.
Well, fast food, yes, but it's in the name, and I'm spacing out. Convenience. Right? You go through the drive-through, you're hungry, you want it now, and everything else. It takes about like 5 minutes or less to go get your full meal and everything else, right? And it's consistent, right? I mean, McDonald's isn't a 5-star restaurant or anything like that, but it's relatively good, it's consistent, and it's convenient. So that is what they are selling. So when you think of these products, you have to think a little bit deeper of, why they are selling. 7-Eleven, for example. What does 7-Eleven sell?
24 hours, all the time.
Okay, fair, but what were you saying?
What is it called? It's like a convenience store.
What you just said it. What do they sell?
Convenience.
Convenience. That's literally what it is. They will upmark their prices for the convenience. They're open 24 hours. They have the products you need. And if you notice, a lot of it, can be chips and things like that. But sometimes it might be Tylenol or something like that. Oh, I have a headache, I need to run to the store, all the grocery stores are closed. Oh, I could just run over to 7-Eleven. And they're probably selling it for 200% markup or something like that. They're selling convenience. Now, the core in a good business, right, for marketing is to build its trust. And there's some subcategories, which is reliability, responsibility, credibility, and trustworthiness. It all basically just comes into trust. You have to push the message that you are sending out to your customers that this is what we provide, we are being honest with what we provide, and we are going to deliver every time when we give it to you, right? Now, when I first talked about manipulation, right, it kind of sounds evil or bad and stuff, and it can be when it comes to marketing, especially. And generally speaking, most of the companies I named, they're not evil. I could probably go into some conspiracy theories about some like places, but generally speaking, they're pretty good companies. But let's talk about some of the evils when it comes to marketing. When scarcity and urgency, do you guys know what scarcity and urgency means?
There's not a lot of it, so everyone wants it.
Scarcity, yes, and urgency meaning, oh, I need this thing now or something like that. So when scarcity and urgency increases, morality decreases, right? Do you guys know what morality is?
Belief systems and like what's right and wrong.
Sure, it's the core values of the company. And if the core values of the company go astray, it shows a lower morality, right? We go off the belief systems of what the company, or we buy off the belief systems of what the company provides for us, right? So here's a situation. You're stuck in the middle, or let me go back. Would you guys ever pay $1,000 for a water bottle?
No.
Are you sure?
It's filled with
Yeah, if it's filled with diamonds, exactly. But why not? Why would you would never pay $1,000 for a water bottle?
Or
If-
the last water bottle. I don't drink water.
Okay. Coca-Cola then, no. But when it comes to, say, a situation where you have been stuck out in the desert for 3 days, you have $1,000 in your pocket. Are you going to buy the water for $1,000? Yeah, if it's the best option, of course. So think of the desert situation. You're in a desert, or you're lost in the middle of nowhere, and you walk up to the edge of town, and you walk up to some store that's selling water, and the person could visibly see that you need the water. He will do anything for that water, and you normally sell it for $5, but instead you're going to sell it for $50 or $100, right? Morality is starting to decrease. So let me show you some other forms of, you're thinking, hey, it's a local convenience store selling water. Sure, they can do it, but what about lawyers? They're ethical, right? Show the next video.
The attorneys allegedly taking advantage of people who are hurt. Attorneys who promise to protect your rights, but instead, some say they're violating them.
It's considered one of the oldest, most unethical, and illegal practices some attorneys still engage in. Now a growing problem catching accident victims off guard within days and sometimes just hours following a car crash.
It's unseen, but that's where the term ambulance chaser comes from, as you're aware.
Only it seems so-called ambulance chasers have stepped up their game, using better technology and other resources. Detroit's former police chief, Ralph Gotti, says around Metro Detroit, it's now open season on cell phone numbers and other personal info belonging to accident victims. Derek, who asks us not to reveal his last name, says he got a phone call within just 24 hours of being T-boned behind the wheel. His accident happened on Detroit's west side in April, and the man on the phone was promising to help.
Take me to a medical facility and they treat me for my injuries and also rehabilitate the president.
How did you react initially when the phone rang and it was an attorney offering you services?
How do you feel in my relation?
Asking the same questioned another accident victim, Kimberly.
What was their explanation as to how they got your number?
They just told me they found me through a scam. Me being the first time, I went with them.
Both Kimberly and Derek have since learned whoever called them had broken a state law against solicitation, punishable by jail time and fines up to $60,000.
Yeah, as a person
All right,
that's
that's good.
a person seeking an attorney.
You can talk. Perfect. So here's an app right here, right? If I was a lawyer, let's see if it will play. But I'm listening to a police ambulance radio scanner right here. They're public channels. I can go, lawyers can go in, they could find the codes for whatever, maybe there's a bad car accident or anything else. They can go take advantage of the situation. Go drive up, meet the victim, try and get money out of the system and everything else, right? Very immoral practice, and it still happens to this day. Here's another example, and this is something I personally experienced. I worked in construction. We worked in a specialized sort of construction. Is water and fire damage, right? If this building catches on fire, your insurance company is going to come out and say if it was an accident. Your insurance company is going to come out, give you a check to a construction company who's going to go and rebuild it. Besides ambulance chasing, there's a thing called fire chasing as well. Construction companies will listen to this app, and I didn't do it, okay? I just had the app, I was just doing it for the presentation, okay? But fire chasers will go out, wait until everything is done, and they will go up to the homeowner and say, hey, we'll rebuild your house, right? This is where urgency is at its very highest moment. You know, everything's burned, everything's gone. Maybe, you know, all their prized possessions just burned away. They're going in and taking advantage of a very vulnerable situation, right? This is another thing that's very evil in marketing. Now, something else when it comes to urgency as well is gas stations. Now, this isn't immoral, but I want to kind of show you the difference a little bit. Do you guys, does anybody drive? No? Maybe. Oh, there you go. When you go off a freeway, do you just get gas right off the exit? See? No? Why?
I'll just wait home. I'll just wait till I'm closer to home, and if I need the gas once I'm closer.
No, but say if you're taking a longer trip to Ellensburg or something like that,
Oh.
right? You generally would go off and find the closest one to the freeway, right? Do you notice anything about that?
Not really.
It's more expensive.
Well, yeah, the ones in town are always cheaper.
Exactly, because you're kind of getting that convenience. There's a little bit more urgency. Maybe you have to get to your destination a lot faster or anything else. Gas stations can raise the price up to 50 cents more per gallon. And it's a lot of money, but it's not immoral because there is an added value, which is the convenience as well. Now, let's go, I want to ask you another question. What has been probably one of the most unethical times for businesses to take advantage of consumers, say in the past 30 years? Yes. Yes. Think about the scarcity of the products. In the beginning, face masks, hand sanitizer, food, toilet paper. Yes, yes. Every country was freaking out about that, right? This is where we get into the scarcity issue. All right, go play the next video, COVID-19. Yeah.
Went to 7 stores on Friday, found nothing. It's kind of like one of my first pandemics.
This woman says she was ready to give up on a new problem almost everyone is now facing: where to buy toilet paper since the outbreak of COVID-19. Eventually, she tried this local gas station in Kaysville and got a strange response from an employee she thinks was trying to take advantage.
I just walked in and said, hey, dumb question, do you guys have toilet paper? And the lady's like, no, but my husband came in earlier today and bought like everything out and I'm selling it across the street for like $30 for a 12-pack.
The Attorney General's office says price gouging might be an even bigger problem online than at local businesses. Most posts like this one are just a joke. $400 or $500 for half a roll of Charmin. But if someone accidentally clicks and spends the money, that joke could turn into a crime. But then there are businesses like this one. $101 for a paper towel, $53 for a pack, and comments from customers who say no matter what they try to buy, this business that claims to be within 40 miles of Salt Lake might be a scam.
It's like, I can't believe people are honestly doing this. They should get in trouble, they should get a fine.
If it weren't for the state of emergency, people or companies could charge whatever they want. But now the Attorney General's office promises to go after anyone who charges an excessive amount, which is 10% more than the average price. As for the employee at the gas station, this customer says she just wants the price gouging to end, not to get anyone in trouble.
Not necessarily fired, but maybe just retrained or given a warning. It's not their fault. It's the people that are working there and stocking up. Definitely shouldn't be profiteering in some of the pandemic.
Reporting in Kaysville, Adam Hurwitz, Fox 15 News, Utah.
So price gouging. Again,
now.
Scarcity, morality, right? Now, let's talk about manufactured versus organic urgency. Do you guys know the clothing or maybe appliance company called Supreme?
Yeah.
Yes, Supreme. What is their market strategy built around? It's built around the hype and it's manufactured urgency because they give a limited amount, say, hey, we're going to sell 100 of these shirts, right? It's that urgency of buying as fast as you can and they sell out. It's a very genius thing. It's not illegal or anything like that, but they set up the hype and urgency to buy. Elon Musk did the same thing with his flamethrowers. Do you guys remember the flamethrower thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I have 20,000 of it. When it's gone, it's gone. I'm not going to sell anymore, right? It created the urgency. Don't buy the flamethrowers, guys. But I've seen it. It's actually really, really cool. But don't buy it. And he was legally not allowed to sell the propane, so he sent it in this little envelope a $5 bill so you could go buy the propane for the flamethrower. Super, super funny. But so here's another quick example of urgency, right? This is manufactured urgency, but this one failed big time. Go to the next one for Target. Yes, that one right there.
Is now issuing a response to a viral video regarding Black Friday pricing. So that was
that was
this one. Take a look at it. Come close to your screen and show the one at Target. Taking off the Black Friday deal sign, and underneath it you can see that the price never changes from the sign that was in front. Now in the statement, Target says the TVs were actually on sale before Black Friday, and they just continue to offer those items at the same discounted prices. A lot of people in the comments, they are saying companies have been doing this for years. Let me know what you think about it. Use that hashtag I am up. Was it a deal? Was it not a deal? You be the judge. Y'all got enough TVs anyway. Y'all buy a TV on Black Friday. Let you watch WFA. Well, that's good. They can watch on that app too. I'm just saying.
All right, yeah, everything. So again, that is manufactured urgency, right?
But don't a lot of places also just raise prices like months before Black Friday and then just drop them back to the original price?
Now, yeah, there is a little bit of wiggle room. You know, I'm trying to be kind of as straightforward as I can. There are so many different variations that like comes to the strategy of Black Friday. I mean, some of them are legit. They will just lower the prices. But generally, it's because they're just trying to get rid of the product, right? They have the new, say if it's an iPhone 10, they're going to sell it like all their stock as fast as they can because the iPhone 11 is coming out, or a car, or whatever else, right? They just want to get rid of it. They're just going to sell it. They're still going to make a profit, and people feel like they're getting a good deal. But there's many strategies and many different forms of manipulations. I just see it all, and I feel like all of it, I don't fall for it really anymore as a marketer, so I see all these really good deals, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I know what they're doing. So anyways, when it now when it comes to organic urgency, what would be a good example of organic urgency? Say there's a heat wave. What's going to sell really fast?
AC.
AC, fans, ice. Yeah. Coca-Cola. Exactly, Coca-Cola. So.
Or there's an error in the manufacturing plant that gets it shut down.
What was that?
Or there's an error in the manufacturing plant that gets it shut down.
Yeah, I mean, there's many different examples like that, but it's just something natural that happens. Like I was saying, there's a heat wave. The second day of the heat wave, you're going to walk into Fred Meyer. It's going to be a crap ton of fans and AC units right there, just to be sold, right? Now let's keep going to the evils of marketing and manipulating the youth. Now, when you see cereal boxes, do you notice where they're put?
By the milk.
Near the what?
There wasn't an aisle in front of the milk.
What was that? No, it's fine. No, please, you're not interrupting at all. They put it at a certain height, and the eyes look down at the children. It's creating a bond, right? I mean, dolls, everything else, toys that you played with, you had an emotional bond with it. So they create this cartoon. I mean, you grew up watching Dora the Explorer and everything else. You had a little emotional bond. They're creating this emotional bond with a character looking at the kids. The kids look back and say, "Mommy, Mommy, I want this." All right? Have you not seen a kid in the store of kids just begging to, buy a certain product, a candy or anything? They do it for cereal, right? It's subtle manipulation of the youth. Is it evil? I don't know. I think it is a little bit, but
It's just smart.
It's smart. It is. Yeah. I think it's a little bad taste and stuff. But what's really funny is right below that cereal is all the generic cereal. It's the same stuff, and it's twice as cheap, right? You're paying basically for the brand of Rice Krispie treats or whatever else, and Lucky Charms and all that stuff. So, and the companies will pay the retailers for that space. They rent out that space because they want it there because that's where they get the highest amount of sales, right? Again, manipulation. Now, let's talk about something that doesn't really happen anymore thanks to laws that have been passed. But let's just play the next video and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Yeah. This is a commercial, again, from way back when. Go ahead. You guys know the Flintstones, right? Yeah.
It's such a rare.
The Flintstones, right? This was a very popular. You can stop it now.
But all cigarette cases are mandated to have a certain color on it because it's found to be the most unattractive color.
Yeah, I mean, just like McDonald's, like as well, or the red, like I'm thinking you're thinking of Marlboro, and yeah, I think there is some scientific proof that like red has more attraction. I mean, there's also like People will talk about having red cars as well. Statistically, they get pulled over more often or get more tickets and stuff like that. But yeah, this used to be a commercial way back when. It was perfectly legal. There was another company called Camel, and Camel had a cartoon, and it totally attracted to the kids, tried to make them look like a hip teenager and everything like that and stuff. And this is what the cigarette companies knew exactly what they were doing. They were manipulating the youth because they wanted to start the addiction early to keep, having a continuous customer base for, just starting young. So, and the Flintstones was very popular back then. I don't know, compare, what its market share was, but it was very popular. And so they were manipulating the youth to use their products for as long as they can. It's an addictive product. So manipulating populations. There's obviously some good things when it comes to, let's just say, awareness. Maybe not smoking. Maybe, hey, this area is polluting. Hey, we have a homelessness issue. We need to raise awareness and stuff like that. That could be some good things when it comes to manipulating the population for public opinion. Now, some of the bad things, right? And you see this probably a lot if you're paying attention to politics or anything like that, like smear campaigns, calling your political opponents racist when they're not, or lying on a review platform that that a store served you bad food or something. You can go on Google and say, oh, this company's terrible. They gave me bad food. There was flies in it and everything else. It creates that public opinion that this place is not a good way to go. So that is another kind of negative part of marketing. Now, I want to ask, just with a raise of hands, I know you guys are on TikTok. I know you guys probably watch Kick or Twitch or those things like that. Name a controversial figure.
Ian Ross.
Okay, I don't know much about Aiden Ross. I know about him and stuff, but let's stick away from streamers. Who else is a controversial figure? You guys are so young. This is gonna be
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. Yeah.
O.J. Simpson.
Not controversial. Just that.
Some people love him. How about Top G?
Who?
Top G.
Oh, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. Yeah. Now, now surprisingly, I might say something that will probably throw up some question marks, but I think overall that guy is amazing. And no, wait, I'm not done. I'm not talking about his ideas or anything like that. He's the best marketer I've seen.
No,
Genuinely. He is everywhere. Again, you don't have to like his ideas or anything like that. I'm just a marketer. I'm just a guy on the sidelines just watching the game, the market game. But this guy...
Who's this guy, Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
he's going to go down a whole rabbit hole, yeah.
Oh, he has Google open.
And I looked it up because he claims that he was the most Googled man in 2022 or something like that. One second. He literally dominated the whole online platform. And I know, when he said, companies went up to him and wanted to sell him, his secrets and everything else, I would, if I was a huge multi-billion-dollar company, I would ask, how the heck did you do that? Because it was amazing. But now people are on YouTube and everything are kind of dissecting and everything and seeing what he does. But when you look at controversial figures, you might want to hold off from calling them an idiot. Sure, their ideas are idiotic, but they're amazing marketers because you all know them. Andrew Tate, who else controversial? Donald Trump or whoever it is, right?
Sneeko.
What?
Trisha Paytas.
Sure, Sneeko, exactly, right, yeah, Sneeko is another one.
Uzi was big.
But Sneeko obviously isn't as big. I think Andrew Tate is one of the biggest ones, but they are amazing marketers, and I'm jealous of them as well because they do such a good job and they probably work 10 times harder than I ever could. So when you look at these controversial figures, kind of think for a second and just respect at least one thing from them, that they are very good marketers and they are able to get in people's heads. And sadly, with the algorithms and everything else, controversy kind of gets pushed to the top because there's so much interactions and everything else. Did you have a question?
I remember one thing I remember was when he had the boardroom.
Yes.
And like when like the advertisements, like we made it seem so cool.
Mhm.
And then I remember there's one line, what can you contribute? Literally nothing.
Mhm.
And like you better get it when you can because we're closing submissions.
Exactly, right. Urgency, right? There's the urgency that you're talking about right there. So, again, I only have, like very limited time, but these are just some of the things that you can start noticing, what marketers do and everything else to, create the urgency, to manipulate, right? Manipulate you guys to buy their products and everything else. So I just want to sum up, everything that I said, and for the future for you guys, if you ever are interested in actually doing marketing as a career. If you want to market anything, make sure to be ethical and increase a positive reputation. Don't take advantage of a vulnerable situation when scarcity or urgency is high. And do not attack your competitors with smears, win by outperforming them. Now, again, raise your hand if you guys are marketers. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. All right, you guys won. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You guys have any questions? Yes.
What do you know of, like, what is considered like the oldest in all of history, like oldest advertisement of all time? Is that like a thing that people talk about?
The oldest advertisement of all time, I think, everything kind of starts just like with their brand. Yes?
Oh, I had a question, but
I
was going to say ancient Rome has advertisements for like best bread in the city, best.
Yeah, I would say it's like branding and signs. I mean, that's what I would think. I haven't looked at like the deep history. What kind of interests me more, is kind of like how the psychological part of it, of like how people were manipulated, if it's through like propaganda or like psychological things that people did differently, that people discovered. So, any other questions?
Yeah, do you like Mad Men?
I have only seen maybe 1 or 2 episodes of Mad Men, but I did watch Suits a lot, so I don't know that. But yeah,
Suits is great.
Yeah, Suits is great. I did finish that, but I do want to, if I have the time to watch Mad Men. So
It's about marketing.
I know it is about marketing. Yes, I know, and I should have watched it.
It's like a show that markets marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Any other questions, guys? Yeah.
So like how does that play a role?
Could you be more specific?
Like how with advertisements, like how did they get that started?
How did they get that started? I mean, a lot of it is a thing called A/B testing, right? They have to kind of put out a lot of feelers to see what works and what doesn't. And then once something sticks, it kind of just organically grows. So, there's one thing about fads, there's a million fails before there is like one success. So fads, they just, pop up. I don't know what the latest fad is. I mean, you guys are all, most of you guys are younger than me, so I, wouldn't know exactly what the latest fad is. But like fashion, for example, fashion kind of goes on this roller coaster. It dies and comes back. What was one thing? High-waisted shorts is a very good example. It's become more popular like recently, but it died off in like the 90s and the 80s, and it was really popular in the 70s. So it kind of goes through these trends of a roller coaster. What fashion is. Fads, just something that kind of pops up and then just goes away. So, anything else? Thank you guys.
Thank
so much.
you.
Thank you.
For your share.
All right, study table today.
Listen
Angeline,
up, please.
Carson,